John was a man who understood that self-respect is the final, non-negotiable currency of any relationship. When his time came to define his worth, he chose quiet, decisive action over pleas and drama. When Charlotte looked at me across the living space and gently stated, "Perhaps we should terminate our relationship," I felt something shift within me. For months, I had perceived her distancing herself, her utterances chillier, her time with me briefer. Yet, hearing her finally pronounce the phrases I knew were imminent felt strangely palliative. I didn't weep, I didn't implore. Instead, I simply regarded her in the eyes and said, "Very well, package your belongings." The astonishment on her visage was something I'll never forget. She blinked rapidly as if she hadn't apprehended me correctly. "Wait, what? You're not even going to discuss this?" she inquired, her voice a mixture of bewilderment and apprehension. But I had already resolved my intention. If she desired to depart, I wasn't going to fetter her to me. My pride, my dignity, those were worth more than clinging to someone who didn't prize me anymore. For the inaugural time in a long while, I stood up erect, feeling stronger than I thought I would. I proceeded toward the wardrobe, extracted her valise, and positioned it on the bed. Her mouth opened, but no phrases emerged. She appeared immobilized between rage and disbelief. This was not the reaction she anticipated. She likely presumed I would plead, contend, or disintegrate. Instead, I remained composed. "You've already resolved this in your heart, Charlotte," I informed her quietly. "I won't squander either of our time feigning otherwise." She endeavored to formulate a reply, but her silence articulated more than words. I commenced collecting her apparel neatly, folding them the way she favored, and positioning them in the valise. Each crease felt like closure. As the minutes elapsed, the atmosphere grew heavier. She finally whispered, "I thought you cared." I paused, turned to her and answered, "I cared more than you will ever know. But if caring isn't sufficient for you, then I won't persistently endeavor to convince you." Her eyes glistened, but I couldn't discern if it was guilt or anger, perhaps both. When everything was packaged, I conveyed the valise to the entrance. Charlotte followed slowly as if she couldn't believe this was genuinely occurring. She paused at the threshold, looking back at the apartment we once filled with mirth and protracted evening discussions. Now all that was left was stillness. "I didn't think he'd release me so effortlessly," she conceded, in a subdued voice. I regarded her one last time and stated, "Sometimes fortitude isn't adhering, it's real." She didn't respond. She just stepped outside, valise in hand, and the door closed behind her. For a while, I just stood there in the quiet. The apartment felt larger, emptier, but also strangely serene. I realized that I wasn't shattered. In fact, I felt liberated from months of doubt and emotional contention. She had been halfway gone long before she articulated the phrases. Over the subsequent days, associates contacted me when they heard the report. Some were surprised, others not at all. Many anticipated me to be devastated, but I wasn't. I maintained my occupancy, concentrating on my labor, my well-being, and even re-establishing connections with former pastimes I had abandoned during the partnership. Strangely enough, I commenced resting better. The weight of uncertainty had lifted from my chest. No more evenings pondering why she wasn't answering my calls. No more excuses about late gatherings or just necessitating space. The veracity had been revealed, and I had acted with finality. Weeks later, Charlotte texted me. She wrote, "I didn't anticipate you to be so formidable. I thought you'd contend for me." I gazed at the electronic message, realizing she had desired command all along. My silence was my response. I never replied. Time elapsed, and with it came rehabilitation. I learned that affection, it isn't about clinging to someone that doesn't perceive your worth. It's about valuing yourself sufficiently to withdraw when the other person has already departed emotionally. Retrospectively, I don't regret how I managed that day. She anticipated drama, tears, and supplication. Instead, she received calm acceptance and strength. My response shocked her because she underestimated me. But I knew one thing. The instant she suggested terminating the relationship, she had already left me. All I did was unseal the entrance, and as that entrance closed behind her, another one opened for me. The entrance to tranquility, self, and a future liberated from someone who didn't genuinely desire to remain.